In this lecture, we will present consumption and saving and present the relationship between them. For the consumption or personal consumption expenditure is the expenditure by household on final goods and service. Our disposal income divided into two parts. The first one is the consumption, and we discussed this in the previous slides. The second part is the savings. Savings equal disposal income minus consumption. Savings is the part of disposal income that is not consumed. As we see from this table, the disposal income divided into saving and consumption. When the consumption is more bigger than the disposal income, so we have negative savings or we have this savings. We can finance this saving from borrow the money from the other people or the banks, or we can reduce our savings. When the consumption equal income, this means that the savings equal zero. When the disposal income more bigger than the consumption, this means that we have positive savings, or we can add it for our savings. Consumption function is a relationship between income and consumption. When the income is increasing, this will lead to increase the consumption. The consumption function shows the relationship between the level of consumption expenditures and the level of disposal personal income. This graph shows the consumption function, where we have the positive relationship between consumption and disposal income. 45 line, this is the income line. At point E, where the consumption equal income, this means that the savings equal zero. Before point E, the consumption is more bigger than 45 line income. This means that we have this savings. After point E, the income is more bigger than the consumption. This means that we have positive savings. After we discussed the consumption function, let us move to discuss the saving function. Saving function present the positive relationship between saving and income. When the income is increasing, will lead to increase the saving. The saving function shows the relationship between the level of saving and income. As we see from this table, the disposal income divided into saving and consumption. when the consumption is more bigger than the disposal income, so we have negative savings or we have this savings. We can finance this saving from borrow the money from the other people or the banks, or we can reduce our savings. When the consumption equal income, this means that the savings equal 0. When the disposal income more bigger than the consumption, this means that we have for the marginal propensity to consume. How can we define and calculate this concept? Marginal propensity to consume equal change in the consumption divided by change in the income. Marginal propensity to consume is the extra amount that people consume when they receive an extra dollar of disposal income. Marginal propensity to consume, we should know, is positive and constant. Positive and constant. Constant because we assume that consumption function is the straight line, and the slope of this function, consumption function, the slope of the consumption function is constant, and the slope of the consumption function itself is the marginal propensity to consume. Marginal propensity to save. The marginal propensity to save is the extra saving generated by an extra dollar of disposal income. To calculate the marginal propensity to save equal change in saving divided by change in income. Marginal propensity to consume is constant because we assume that saving function is a straight line and the slope of the straight line is constant. Marginal propensity to consume plus marginal propensity to save equal 1. Determinants of consumption. The most important factors affecting the consumptions are current disposal income and wealth. For the current disposal income, when the income is increasing, this will lead to increase the consumption. Also for the wealth. We have wealth effect. This means that the fact that higher wealth lead to higher consumption, this is what we call it wealth effect. Investment. Investment means additions to the stock of productive assets or capital goods like computers, machines, and new houses. There is investment only when real capital is produced. Determinants of investment. In this slide, we will present the factors affecting investment. The first one is the revenue. Investment depends on the revenue that will be generated by the state of the overall economic activity. Cost, the second determinant, is the cost of investing, and this includes interest rate and taxes. The third element is the expectations. what we will expect about the future. Investment demand curve. This curve shows a negative relationship between interest rate and the investment. When the interest rate is decreasing, this will lead to increase the investment spending. Also, when the interest rate is increasing, this will lead to decrease investment spending. So when we need to encourage the investment, we have to decrease the interest rate.